I'm Jennifer. I work on Jill's team in West Rouge, and I am here with
Aaron. I also work on Jill's team.
and we're a real estate team. We work in West Rouge. We live in West Rouge. We do work in other areas of the city as well. And today we have a thumbs up feature that's going on our camera. We're not exactly sure why it's happening.
No idea.
Hopefully, next time we do this, we will figure out why.
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it, and maybe if you're watching this video, make a game out of it. The number of times it comes up, then maybe there'll be a prize of some sort. I don't know. Count the thumbs. Count the thumbs.
All right. Yeah, prize for the right answer, perhaps at the end of the video. All right. So we decided we would start a podcast. We're hoping to do it once a month, and we are going to focus it on the West Rouge community because that is what we live and that is probably the area we know the best, and we spend a lot of time doing real estate here.
I, for one, am very excited about the podcast, talking about real estate and community things, and looking forward to things that we're going to do in the future. We'll hopefully bring on some local businesses, maybe other aspects of the community, talk about our downsizing service as well that Jill's team offers, which is quite interesting. So really looking forward to all the exciting things that we'll get to do in the future with this.
Awesome. So the goal is we're going to start each episode with a market update, looking specifically at the neighborhood of West Rouge. Today on this episode, we will do that. Then we're going to get into some house hunting tips if you are looking for a home, just some of our insights into advantages and disadvantages to doing that in different ways. We're also going to be talking about a community holiday tree lighting party that's going to be coming up at the end of this month. I think that's it.
Yeah. And just to clarify, when we're speaking about, we say West Rouge, and we know that when we talk about West Rouge, much like our community Facebook, the page, the West Rouge Residents, that it kind of covers all areas from West Rouge, which is just east of Port Union, south of Kingston,
Yep.
north of Lawrence, west of Rouge Hills.
Yes, and south of Lawrence as well.
South of Lawrence.
Because
Oh,
we have
yes,
the Port
that's
Union
right.
Village and
That's
in
right.
there as well, and some homes.
Yeah.
In the Centennial.
Yeah, and then Centennial going a little bit on the west side. But when we say West Rouge and that we're kind of speaking about everything as one.
Excellent. Starting with a little bit of an update on what's happened in West Rouge this month. Currently, there are 32 homes that are actively on the market at price points of under $1 million all the way up to 3.5 at the top end. Lots of those homes have been on the market for quite some time now. This month, there were 13 homes in West Rouge that sold. The average price of those homes was just under 1.2 million. Again, we're talking specifically about the West Rouge neighborhood. The average price of the GTA on a whole was just over 1.1, so it was $1,120,000. So our neighborhood is, if we look just at the last month, we're a little bit ahead of the average price of the GTA by 6%.
Yay.
Yay. The average days on the market for homes that did sell, so of those 13 homes, the average house took about 10 days to sell. And there was a range in there of the fastest home sold first day on the market. The home that took the longest sold in 27 days on the market. So there's a big range in there. Another interesting thing, of those 13 homes that sold, 5 of them actually had to be relisted at a different price before they were successful in selling, which is something that we're seeing more in the current market. It is a quieter market, and sometimes people are going out with a price expectation that's a little bit higher than where the current market is at.
Yeah, when we're coming, we had such a high average price, early last year and a little bit of a peak in May. And pricing is very important, especially when the market changes so quickly. So we're seeing that more and more. Homes kind of, it's really, it's tricky to just get that perfect price point, and not as much buyer activity, meaning people looking to buy homes out there. Everybody's kind of waiting. Interest rates are higher. It's expensive. It's expensive.
Yes, yes. The good news is, I mean, there were 13 homes that sold. So homes are selling if they're priced in line with where the market is at, which is great. The other bit of news that's came this week was that interest rates got hold. So they were held at 5%.
Mm-hmm.
We were both, I think, happy to hear that. I think hopefully it'll give buyers some confidence, moving forward, that, the interest rates will be held for now. The next interest rate announcement isn't until December. So,
We have some time.
yeah, we have
Some
6
time
weeks
to
or
enjoy
so
that.
before we have to get nervous about the next announcement. The other thing I think that, as far as pricing goes in the neighborhood, most of the homes that are coming on now are pricing at value. In the past, in a market that would more typically be a seller's market, often homeowners price a little bit below value and set an offer night in hopes of driving up the price with multiple buyers expressing interest in bringing offers. But because the market is a little bit quieter, most of the homes that are coming on the market are not using an offer night strategy. They're pricing at value at the price I think they're hoping to sell at.
Yeah, yeah. Long gone are those days of holding an offer date and receiving all those offers, unless, of course, you price the home very, very low to get the activity. But it's kind of nice to look at a house, maybe go back for a second time, look at it again, prepare an offer, maybe put a couple of conditions in there. I think, yeah, it's not all bad news. Not all bad news.
No, for sure. Those are all very, very good points. All right. And then, so the other thing that we're going to go, Erin and I, because we work in the neighborhood, we get out to see almost every home that comes on the market in the area, because this is where we do most of our work. So of all the homes that sold between us, we got in to see all of them. So we were just going to talk about what our favorite homes were that sold. And we spoke briefly before doing this about what our favorites were. And I think they're very different homes and our favorites for very different reasons.
Mm-hmm. Were your favorites the same as mine, or were they different?
Different.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't. I told Jen mine, but she didn't. I didn't hear hers, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, so most of the homes, I tend to gravitate more to the homes that could use a little bit of updating and personal touches throughout. My favorite home that I saw this month was a home on Colonel Danforth, and it didn't look like anyone was currently living in the home, and it needed some updating, but it had obviously been very well loved and cared for over the years, and it was on a beautiful lot and it backed to the ravine, so the views out of all the windows were just spectacular, and you could really kind of envision the potential of that home. So that was my favorite home that sold this month.
Nice. That it is such a nice street. Colonel Danforth is so beautiful.
It is.
I had a couple. I would say probably. So we see so many homes in the neighborhood, and there are not a lot of them that come on. Not necessarily being totally renovated and done, but just kind of taking the care over the years and updating and renovating as needed. So there was a home that came on the market and it sold quickly, actually, with 2 offers on it, because it was such a nice home. It was 25 Roderick, and it wasn't huge. It was a 3-level back split, but it was just done so beautifully. Like they thought about every single detail. The carpet in the basement was probably the plushest thing I've ever stepped on, but the built-ins, even going through the exterior, just done beautifully. And it actually sold over asking. So that's in this market when there aren't a lot of people necessarily, out there looking, that the ones that really shine through do well. So that one was well. And the other one was, just quickly, I had two favorites on uh, da, 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 60 Brumwell. Yeah. Though the inside of the home needed a little bit of, updating a bit, but overall very beautiful, really well taken care of. But the backyard was a stunner. I think it was 300 feet deep, and just like every inch landscaped and gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So those were probably my favorite this time around.
All right, so we are going to get into, first we were going to just share a little bit about why we are so passionate about West Rouge and some of the things that we love about living here. I know it is a really unique neighborhood, and lots of people, if you tell them you live in West Rouge, aren't necessarily familiar with this part of the city. We are as far east as you can get in Scarborough before you hit Durham and Pickering. And we're a really quiet neighborhood traffic-wise, because there's no reason to come into it unless you live here. It's not kind of a cut-through path on your way to other neighborhoods. We are surrounded by water on three sides. We have the kind of Highland Creek ravine coming down one side. We have Lake Ontario, and then we have the Rouge River that kind of comes up the other side. So it really is kind of a unique little community, that's made quiet by that. Anything else?
Oh, that pretty, yeah. There also aren't any high rises in this neighborhood, which is interesting. So it is, and that's it. You're really kind of set back. I did not grow up in this area. I grew up in Guildwood, but I remember looking, when I was looking for a home, it was either Guildwood or West Rouge. And there's a lot of great things about this neighborhood. I think every single school is awesome. The schools
are fantastic.
Yeah.
And with the public schools, there's also a really great Catholic school, both French immersion and just your regular track Catholic school. All of the schools, feedback from parents has been excellent, no matter what school their kids go to.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, we do have a lot of great parks in the neighborhood as well. We're lucky we have the waterfront trail.
Oh, so I was going to say the waterfront trail.
Yes, that runs along Lake Ontario, and it's got a great park, particularly great for young kids, with a little kind of wading stream and like splash pad for the warm months in the summer. But the waterfront trail always has tons of people on it, walking dogs or exercising, riding bikes. There's people who go down to the water and have exercise classes early in the morning. It really is kind of a neat thing about our neighborhood, and it connects to the Rouge Beach, which is right at kind of, if you go as far east as you can on Lawrence, you run into Rouge Beach, and it's quite a beautiful beach. It's not as quiet as it used to be. I've noticed in the last few years.
It's gotten busier.
People have figured out it's here, so I think they're driving from further away to come visit it, because it is so exceptional.
It is awesome. And the GO train. I mean, I like that. I use it so frequently, and it's so easy to get to. I can get downtown in 35 minutes. It's awesome. It's really, really good.
Yes, for sure. Thank you for mentioning that. We are close to, are close to some really good post-secondary schools as well. The University of Toronto Scarborough campus is close by. Centennial College isn't too far away. And one thing that I love with my family in the neighborhood is that we're so close to the zoo. Seasons passes to the zoo are very affordable, and it's such a great place to go hang out for a couple of hours. We're spoiled that you don't have to make a whole day of it. You can go for a short visit, and it's just a fun thing to do regularly.
I used to do that years ago. It's nice.
Good.
Very nice.
So we wanted to talk a little bit about house hunting tips, specifically for West Rouge, but I think they're applicable no matter what area of the city you're looking in. So I'm going to let Erin get into that a little bit, and I'll jump in if you need me.
Well, there's when you're looking for a home, of course, you know, the first thing you kind of do is you're going and you're looking online and checking things out. There are a few apps that are actually excellent, like House Sigma. I know a ton of people are using it. I think it is absolutely amazing in terms of, you know, like looking at sale prices and checking that stuff out. It's quick, it's great. When it determines value, that's where you have to kind of it's best to reach out to a professional. They use an algorithm, and they don't move as quickly as the market does. So it could be saying a house is worth a certain amount of money, and then it's actually not. They're using old data or that sort of stuff. So it just depends. You know, it's you can look at it and then just double check with your realtor. Just, you know, does this make sense? Is this, and then they'll be able to do the proper breakdown for you to make sure that you're getting that stuff sorted. The other thing, the nice thing too, I mean, in West Rouge and actually other neighborhoods in Scarborough, we do get in to see a lot of homes that are on the market. So we know the models, we've been in, we've seen them. One of the really cool things that's special to Scarborough is every Wednesday, a bunch of realtors from different companies meet in the morning. We've started actually bringing back in person, but virtually or in person, and we talk about homes that we have put on the market, homes that are in the process of coming on the market, other, you know, anything real estate related. And we go out and view a lot of homes. So that's a lot of it. I mean, in this neighborhood in West Rouge, but all over Scarborough and even Pickering, and Ajax and stuff we'll go out to see as well. So having that network of realtors it's just phenomenal to tap into. You know, like I've got a particular person looking for a particular house, and this agent gets up and talks about something that they've got coming up. It allows us to kind of get a little bit of an advantage and a head start on you know, matching people to their home of choice. So that's a really cool thing that happens in Scarborough. I think there's a few other realtor clubs, but it's not common. Whenever anybody from out of area comes and sits with the meeting, they're like, what is this? But the collaborating is awesome, and it just works out great for everyone. So it's a really cool group.
Yeah. For sure. Mm-hmm. I was just going to add one other thing that we see when we're listing a home is often buyers who are using House Sigma are looking for their home independently of a realtor, which is, again, totally fine. Lots of people aren't comfortable reaching out to someone directly because maybe they're not in a position where they're ready to buy right away. They just kind of are interested in what's going on in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So totally fine. Often they'll come into open houses. We'll get a chance to meet them through open
That's actually
houses.
a great way, going in on your own, checking out open houses, meeting different agents, see who you click with, see who is the most knowledgeable. Those things are all really important.
Yeah, and I think we've met a lot of the people that we end up working with through open houses because it's nice that you're comfortable with the person you're working with. You want to be able to trust them and you want to get a good feeling for them. Yeah. Open house is a great way to do that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when buyers are looking for homes, they are looking to work directly with the listing agent versus have their own representation. And there are some realtors that, you know, are happy to do that with both ends. But the one thing that I guess to highlight, just if you are a buyer looking, when you're looking and you're trying to work with the listing agent is one, the listing agent's first interest should be to the seller because that's their client, and it's, you know, it's our job as a listing agent to get the best price for the seller. I know there are instances where, you know, a listing agent may be willing to reduce commission, or there's the conception that that maybe you'll get a better deal if you go directly to the listing agent, maybe they'll be able to negotiate a better price on your half. And it's not that it doesn't happen. I think it's just important to be aware that, as a listing agent, it is your loyalty is first to the seller. I know on our team, if we ever have people come to us that don't have their own realtor, and we do really encourage when we meet people to go have their own realtor if it's our own listing, so that there's no conflict of interest. But we are in a unique position being on a team where we have 5 realtors on our team. So if someone really wants to work with our team and it's our own listing, it's nice that we're able to have one person who's focused just on a seller, and then another person on the team can step in and work independently with the buyers and fight and look out for their best interest.
Yeah,
as well.
it's so important, and it's a tricky thing because there's certain things you can't disclose. There's certain things you can't do, and you're talking to your client that you're selling their home. You have one set of shoes, and then you're talking to the buyer that's purchasing the home, and you can't. So it's nice to have separate, even though we're within the same team, it's separate representation, and people can feel good about making a decision that way. But that's getting a deal through the listing agent. Usually, if the commission is reduced, the benefit is going to the person selling their home anyways. So when you're buying the home, it's not like you're getting you don't pay, as of right now, you don't pay any commission to the agent representing you. So it's just nice to have your own representation.
Yes, for sure. And then before we move on to our upcoming community events, I was just going to mention it is a really good time for buyers right now that are looking to move up in the market, simply because the market did peak, at the beginning of last year, and it's come down about 16% since that peak. If you look historically over a 20-year period, the market is still increased, I think an average of around 7% year over year. So if you've been in your home for 20 or 30 years and you're at a point in your life where you're ready to move on, whether that's to downsize into something smaller or move in with family, it's not a bad time to sell. Your home has still appreciated really well over the time you've been there. But for people who maybe have only been in their home for a few years, and they don't need to move unless you're looking to move up, probably not the best time to sell. And the reason we're saying it's a great market for move up buyers, one, is because there is 4 months of inventory on the market right now, which just gives a little bit more negotiating power to buyers. Like Erin mentioned before, it's not uncommon now for buyers to be able to put in an offer with conditions, have more time to sort out their financing, do their own home inspection if they want. Both really nice things to have. Maybe even go back, like Erin said, for a second visit before deciding to buy a house. Again, a really nice thing for buyers to have. But if you look at the market coming down 16%, and if you look in our neighborhood, most starter homes, because we are predominantly a detached neighborhood, most starter homes, if you're in a detached starter home, are around $1 million right now in value. So $1 million, if you look at 16% on that, that's $160,000, maybe less your home will be worth in this market than when the market was at its peak. But if you're looking at that same 16% on the house you're moving up to, if we use a number of say 1.5 million, that's $240,000 at 16% decrease in value. So overall, if you look at kind of the difference between 240, 160, you're actually, if you're moving up in that scenario, ahead $80,000. So if you're looking to move up financially, you are ahead in this quieter market, not to mention all the added kind of benefits of having more time to think out and make your decision and, get all the ducks in a row.
The opportunities are huge. And the condo market right now too, I can't remember how much inventory. I think it was 5 or 6 months.
I thought it was close to 6 months.
6 months inventory. Wow. Like there's some really good opportunities out there. But that's just usually how it goes when markets kind of quiet down. That's when people make really good decisions and get really good deals. When interest rates start to go down, we'll likely see price points start to go up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So the last thing we want to talk about is just we have a community holiday tree lighting party coming up.
The third?
The 20.
No, sorry, I meant it's the third annual
Oh,
one.
yes,
Yeah. It's the third one we've done. It's not on the third.
Not on the
Not
third.
on the third.
It's the third one we've done. It's going to be on November 25th this year, and it's at the Port Union Community Center. This year it will be going from 4:30 till 6 p.m. on that Saturday night, and we deck out the big tree there. So if you're familiar,
it's really gorgeous.
If you're familiar with the Port Union Community Center, there's kind of a big evergreen tree right in that little circle with the driveway roundabout there. And our team, this will be the third year doing it, has a company come and really deck the tree out in Christmas lights. And, you know, the party is just kind of a way to kick off the tree being lit. We have live music there. The band that plays, we actually have two members on our team. My dad, Larry, is part of that band, and Ricardo from our team. They play music in the cold weather. The last 2 years
it is
have
really
been chilly.
cold.
So
it's been cold.
if you're thinking about coming, dress warmly.
Bundle up.
Yeah, put the snow pants and, you know, the full hats and mitts and gear on the kids. It does get quite cold there. But yeah, they play music, holiday music. We have pizza and hot chocolate and popcorn at the event, all, you know, complimentary of our team. And Jennifer McKelvey is going to be coming out. Her team is bringing some hot apple cider, and they've arranged for the fire pit to
That's
be
nice.
at
Nice
the
to
community
warm
center.
up. Nice to warm up.
Yes, which is a great place to warm up, especially in the colder weather. And, you know, just before 6 o'clock, the tree will be lit. Even if you're not able to make it out to see the tree being lit, you should drive past it at some point, because they keep it lit throughout the whole holiday season. So you'll be able to check it out even after the event if it's not something you're able to attend.
It's just nice to drive by and see it all lit up, and it's a really nice thing to do for the community. And we live here and want to make it great, and are appreciative of the community working with us as well. So we just a nice way to give back. And I think we're collecting donations as well.
Yes, we'll be collecting donations. We're actually we're setting up just so people can tap their phones or credit cards. They don't have to bring kind of any actual physical money with them. And we're going to be raising money for the Scarborough Center for Healthy Living
Communities.
Yes, Scarborough Communities. Thank you.
Scarborough Center for Healthy Communities.
Yes, so we'll be raising money for them, and our team will be matching all the donations that we collect. Again, just as a way to show our appreciation and to give back to the community. We do, on an ongoing basis, make an effort to give back to the community, which a lot of the clients we work with have known. We make a point of donating $250 from every house that we sell on behalf of our clients. So it's just a nice thing for our clients to get to pick, some type of kind of local nonprofit organization in the neighborhood, and we make that $250 donation on their behalf. Schools are always a popular choice. The two community organizations with the West Rouge Community Association as well as the CCRA are popular choices as well. Scouts and Brownies have been choices. The Fernie House, which is a youth house up close to the No Frills in our neighborhood.
There's been a wide range.
The food bank is often a popular choice as well. But it's nice that they can kind of choose what's meaningful. Occasionally, like some churches and religious organizations in the neighborhood. But again, it's the client's choice, and we're always happy to do that. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is that Erin from our team, who has been supporting the Royal LePage Shelter Foundation for a long time.
So the nice thing about that is that any donations sent to that charity, 100% goes towards the cause, because Royal LePage covers all the administration and all that good stuff. So they started a while back. Every 2 years you can apply to do these really remarkable treks. I haven't gone, but the Royal LePage Foundation has done them at, Machu Picchu, Iceland. I've done Morocco, the Purcell Mountains, the Rocky Mountains, and I leave next week to go to Ecuador. So we'll be trekking through some active volcanoes, I believe. Hopefully they're not too active when we go there.
Yes, hopefully no eruptions while you're passing by.
No, we don't want any of that. There's a documentary on Netflix right now with people going to a volcano, and I will watch that when I come back.
Yes.
Not before. So we leave all the comforts of home. We're gone for 5 days without anything, including, the nice things like toilets and things like that. No cell phone, no nothing. So we pay for our own way, and we have to raise a minimum amount to go. And all the money, we get to choose a local women's shelter. So I've chosen Juliet's Place, which is local to Scarborough. So 80% of the funds that I've collected go to Juliet's Place. And then 20% of that amount goes to prevention programs and things like that. So it's incredible. I've raised, I think my goal is 10,000. I'm at 9,600. So
amazing.
It's such an amazing cause. Domestic violence is a huge issue, and any little bit that we can do is just, it's awesome. So and I think these events are that it's what raises the most money. So it's tricky. I'm actually just coming fresh off 3 vaccinations for the trip. So I'm just trying to make it to the end of this podcast without keeling over. I'm fine. It's going to be fine. It's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. And I'm sure the 5-day trek will be fine. And I can't wait to hear all about it. I know when you came back from your last one, there were a lot of interesting stories that came out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not brave enough to do a trek myself, so I will live through the experience with your stories that you share coming back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're always good.
All right. Thank you so much. If you've made it to this point in the video,
God bless you.
Well done. Our screen turned off a while ago, so we
have no idea
see how many thumbs appeared on our faces.
Oh yeah, we'll have to do the replay and catch it. That's true.
The video. Hopefully it was just the one that kicked us off, but we will go back and see.
Yeah.
We are going to try to do this once a month. So,
we'll do it. We'll do it once a month.
We are going to do it once a month. We're going to do it again at the end of November. Erin will have a story or two perhaps to share with us about her trek. We're going to continue to try to keep it local focused with West Rouge, updating on the market, as well as to provide that education piece, whatever that topic may be that we feel like might be relevant to people for the month.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I think it's gonna be good stuff. Thanks for tuning
in.
Thanks
for listening. Yes, you can find us on social media, both Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram at Jill's Team Real Estate. Facebook, same thing, Jill's Team Real Estate. You can follow our YouTube channel and subscribe if you would like to be updated when we release new podcast episodes going forward. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave a comment below the video and one of us will get back to you for sure.